Shields walked to the mess hall for some food and drink, thoroughly exhausted after the staff meeting. He had told his future self everything he knew of the enemy's capabilities. Meanwhile, Fontana informed them that his best minds were working around the clock to restore control over their ships. However, it would be another 2 hours before the fixes were completed. Chigara was safely detained in the brig. So far, there were no signs of the prototype leader assuming control over her. In other words, Shields had done everything he possibly could to avert the Liberation Day massacre. Now all that remained was to wait and see if his efforts bore fruit. Hello, Icari. He saw Icari sitting at a bar stool, sipping on a mug of beer. He leaned down against the counter. Regulation strictly forbids the consumption of alcohol on yellow alert status. Looks like you're in quite a bit of trouble, Merce. Heh, looks like you're out of luck. You can't order me around when you're not the captain of this ship. Who are you, the commander? Come on, at least let me celebrate your victory. Heh, it's still too soon to celebrate, Icari. We might have managed to send the transmission to Fontana and detain Chigara, but the battle still has to be won. Icari took a long chug of her drink. Heh. Relax, Cap, it's non-alcoholic. Icari motioned to the bartender to pour Shields a mug as well. Cheers to changing the future. I could drink to that. The two of them clinked their glasses together and took a sip. Well, you did pretty good, Shields. I admit, even I got a little jittery when you delivered that whooper right to your clone's face. What with the wall of Marines surrounding us, but that was a pretty gutsy move, and looks like it paid off too. Meh, I guess I can give you that much credit. I'm not saying I like you or anything, but you're not half bad. Just another day at the job. You can say that again. Say, so, what do you suppose will happen after this? Will this universe really completely be rewritten? I bet the full details are too complicated for the human brain to even comprehend. In the end, though, we'll all continue to exist, completely oblivious to the fact that I ever travelled back in time to rewrite the future. In the end, as long as the massacre never occurs, that outcome is within acceptable mission parameters. Yeah, but I guess a part of me is still scared if everything will just continue the way things are now. What if something weird happens? Weird? Well, just using this as a hypothetical, but let's say I were to get really drunk and make out with you or something. Would that event still be in the next universe, or will it be as if it never happened? What the hell? Oi, what are you saying? I'm fine with that. Idiot, I said it's just a hypothetical. I'm providing a what if. Never mind. Forget I even said anything. I should have known a schoolboy like you would lose his marbles at even the mention of scoring with a girl. This is why I can't count on you for anything. Oi. Bartender, I need another. What's even the point of drinking more non-alcoholics? I'm guessing it is alcoholic? And yet, 3 more jugs later. You know, Shields, I've been wanting to know for a while. You're on a boat full of eligible women, right? So just which one of us has the most brownie points on your list? I'm afraid that information's classified. You know, the quicker you get over the chief, the better. Ah well, it's pretty sad that she turned out being a prototype spy and all. But you can't let it get to you. Sometimes stuff just doesn't work out. Your personalities clash. Turns out you like your instant ramen cooked through, but she wants it hard. You can only work in the mornings while she wants to stay up all night. Or she's actually an enemy sleeper agent. Irreparable shit like that happens all the time. The fuck? One of those things is not like the others. Shut up. I'm just trying to give you some life advice here. Well, how about you, Icari? Are you and the lieutenant, ooh, my fanfiction. Trying to change the subject? Sides, don't be an idiot. Soldier Boy turned out being not bad, but seriously, going out with a straight lace like her, I bet we'd get tired of each other in less than a day. Just can't be helped, huh? Looks like I've got to have a one-night stand with you, just so you can get over the chief. Wanna do it right now? A schoolboy like you should just be grateful I'm offering. Oi, you're always trying to act cool, but I bet if I actually take that offer seriously, you'll just collapse like a big house of cards. Why would I be scared? Besides, don't get the wrong idea. It's not like I ever liked you. This is just a favour. Consider it a little fixer-upper, so you can go back to full combat status, all for the sake of the ship. All guys are so easy to deal with. Pretty much any male ailment can be fixed by waking up with a naked girl in the morning. If only women worked that way. Come on, let's go. We can take care of it right now. I can't believe this girl is actually trying to pull this little gag on me. I bet as soon as I accept, she's just gonna say psych and act all high and mighty that I fell for her little play, hook, line and sinker. Ha! Let's see just how far she can keep going with this prank until her facade crumbles apart. Alright, Icari. Suddenly Shields put both his hands on her shoulders. Oi, what's with the serious look all of a sudden? I've made up my mind. It's you who I love. Eh? I love you, Icari. I've always loved you. That's why I chose you to help me in this mission. Idiot! I never said anything about love. What are you doing, bringing feelings into this? I ain't gonna fall for this so easily. Ha! You're just trying to play along, aren't you? What? You mean everything you said was just a joke? Of course! Oi, Shields! This is... Shields' face twisted, as if Icari had just impaled him with her katana. Oi! Pull yourself together! I'm sorry, alright? Damn! I won't accept this, Icari. You're just being sundry, aren't you? I know you actually have feelings for me. He pushed her closer and raised her chin with a finger. Oh no. This is the only way we can confirm our feelings for each other. Oi! He came in, lips puckered. Hikari's eyes bulged and twitched as she trembled. Just a second before their lips met, Shield stopped his approach. I guess this is enough to teach her a lesson. Ha! If only she could see the look on her face right now. Except at that moment, Icari leaned forward, pressing their lips together. Oh, okay. What do I do for that? What are you doing? But I thought we... Oh, she's actually crying. Oh. Icari stared at Shields, tears slowly pooling up in her eyes. Oi, don't tell me. Ikai's face slowly turned the same colour as the side of a packed warship as she realised Shields was actually just pranking her. She ended up falling for my prank? Right after, when she tried to get me with the same joke? Icari shot up off her stool. You idiot! Ah, I hate you! Ooh. With that, she stormed away. Ah, great. So, in the end, she tries to act all cool and prank me, but as soon as I one up her prank, she falls for me instantly, and then gets pissed off. It was all a joke. This woman truly is a mess of contradictions. Hey, Icari, wait! Shields ran off after her. Don't follow me, get lost! Oi, now is not the time for the sun act. Would you stop? I'm not acting sun. There is no sun. There is no dairy. Sundari, yeah. You know, when a sundari screams, don't follow me, isn't that pretty much a demand that I follow? Oh my god. It's like sundari an English word as well. I've only ever heard it in animes. Or manga. Who knows. Icari spun around and faced Shields, her face contorting with humiliation and fury. What the hell are you trying to pull? Pretending to make out with me as some kind of sick joke? Like you can talk, you're the one who started it. One night stand? Ha! You can barely even handle a kiss. I guess after all that, you're the real schoolgirl here. You! I'm not a schoolgirl. A kiss isn't even a big deal. Ha! Had so many kisses before. It's nothing special. I could kiss you right now without batting an eyelash. Oh yeah? Let's see it. Oh dear. A kiss is nothing. I've killed dozens of guys while seducing them with my body. Ha! You better prepare yourself. Who knows? I might just decide to stick a knife into the back of your head while we're making out. Ha! 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 All guys are such pigs. Just a little strip show, and you all drop your guard. Must be cause all the blood drains out of your brains and into your dicks. You're stalling for time, aren't you? Huh. A kiss is nothing! She's screaming that mostly for her sake. So cute! Icari marched forward and pressed her mouth against Shield's, wrapping her arms around his neck. Their tongues sloshed against each other, lapping up each other's taste. She wrapped her lips around his tongue and sucked it deep into her mouth. She's actually not bad. The slippery warmth of her mouth reflexed his mind and made his crotch tingle. Oh dear. They finally disengaged, panting for breath. See? Ha! A kiss is nothing! Just then a third voice spoke, bringing vapid horror to Icari's face. Oh no! Mercenary! Eh? This isn't what it looks like! I swear! You know, fraternizing with your fellow servicemen is highly unprofessional. Of course, that is exactly the sort of disregard for the rules that I've come to expect from a civilian contractor such as yourself. But to actually display wanton acts of physical affection in public, and with the ship's highest ranking officer no less, this is reproachable conduct of the highest order. Actually, Kreiska, I'm not the captain. I'm the new Kyoto Shields. Oh, I see. Then, I believe congratulations are in order. If there are no violations of protocol, then what's the problem? What a sudden 180 change in opinion. To think that my comrade Icari would finally fall in love. I feared that after the war Icari would elect to raise a household of felonies instead of finding a romantic partner, but I see that my worries were ill-founded. To think that she was capable of showing such affection to a fellow human being. My concerns for her future have all been evaporated. This is wonderful news! I must go tell everyone! Oh god! Wait! It's not like I like this loser! I was just... Oh my god, those lot of eyes. Right. Why? I must prepare to serve my duties as the maid of honor at once. We're already getting married? What? Oh god. With that, Kreiska marched off with a proud look on her face, resembling a mother who had just learned that her daughter had found her ideal match. Icari stared on, her face devoid of life. Shields waved his hand in front of her. Oi! Are you alright? Heh 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 heh. She could only twitch as she emitted hollow laughs. Oh dear. She's cracked! Oh dear. While Shields had momentarily caught a respite thanks to his actions, he had no idea that his biggest crisis was still yet to come. Oh no. Shortly after spending time with Icari, he received summons to the bridge. Oh dear. He arrived to see the tense faces of the command crew. What happened? Chigara's escaped. Seriously? Oh dear. We don't know how, but she managed to open herself. And security? 8 Marines, all in serious condition, while a nearby conduit blew. Obviously, not a coincidence. I've already got security turning the ship inside out to find her. But she somehow managed to manipulate all our cameras too. Took us a good half hour until we realized that all the footage was fake. We're up against a prototype here. Her brain's been artificially augmented to perform feats beyond our imagination. Her objective's got to be escape. We need to disassemble the Liberty now. We've already placed it in lockdown. That won't be enough. Start by removing the fusion reactor, and then take off all the limbs. Damn, we could have used it during the battle. To think we have to take apart our own rider. Without a pilot, there's no point in keeping it. We need to avoid the worst case scenario of having it against us. Do what he says, Commander. You have authorization to remove the Liberty's reactor. Do it immediately. Sir. Just assembling the Liberty won't be enough though. She could still escape on a shuttle, or a life pod, or any of the other riders. Still plenty of holes in the plan, huh? Uh-oh. There's a klaxon. Everyone's anxiety peaked when the ship's alarm went off. What now? Contacts! Red alert! Cease the resupply, operations, and man battle stations! A packed Loyalist fleet, headed our way, approximately 300 strong. How did they get past the Alliance's defensive line? We're getting reports of a single packed rider decimating their forces and combined fleet has been split into two, allowing a pack strike fleet to pass through and approach the rear lines. A single pack rider? That can only be one thing. Oh no, it's Alice. Go away! Shield still vividly remembers the grotesque power of the Nightmare Ascendant. In the previous timeline, they had only just barely defeated it, thanks to the power of the combined fleet and Fontana's forces, but this time, the conditions of the battle were completely different. Instead of fighting in the front lines with the full support of the Alliance, they now faced the Nightmare Ascendant in an ambush. Further, Fontana's fleet was still not operational. It's the Nightmare Ascendant, an ancient Ruvian rider now controlled by the leader of the prototypes. On top of overwhelming firepower and defenses, the prototype leader can somehow awaken just like Asuka and Sola, making it nigh invincible. And you say you defeated it? In your timeline? Yeah, but only with the help of the combined fleet and Fontana's allied forces. Sounds like you were playing on easy mode when you went through this. The other shields turned towards the tactical map. We should have seen this ambush coming, with their spy on board the Sunrider exposed, and Fontana onto their sabotage efforts. The prototype's best bet is to kill us all before Fontana's ships enter into play. That means you've already thought of a plan, right? Unfortunately, our counter-tactics are limited. The Sunrider still hasn't completed its resupply, while the Liberty is out of commission. Even knowing the ambush was going to occur, our only option was to meet it head-on. The combined fleet is still tangled with a sizable remainder of packed ships. The Alliance will not be able to spare many ships to come to our aid. If we fall here, the packed strike fleet will completely rout the resupply line, meaning the combined fleet will have to face an attack from the rear with no fallback position. Put Fontana on the line. Sir. Looks like Alice has made her move. We are still an hour away from removing the virus from our ships. You'll have to hold out until then. We don't have an hour, Fontana. I don't care if you leave half your ships behind. Get your forces in order and assist us with whatever you can muster. Very well. The sabotage is most extensive on our assault carriers. If we prioritize repairing our fast cruisers only, then we could be by your side in 15 minutes. Alright, no choice. After shields cut the channel with Fontana, Asuka's voice crackled through the comm. This is your rider squad, standing by! Good, begin sortie immediately. The map filling up with red all around us. Watch out for the new packed rider. Target designation, Ascendant. It's lost technology, and its pilot can awaken just like you. Under... What the... Suddenly the roaring of a rider's thrusters peaked the comms output. The Blackjack's taken off without me! Oh no, it's Chigara. Oh god. Shit! Close the hangar gate. Negative. If we use the emergency override now, we won't be able to launch any other riders either. Shields tore himself in the tactical map and ran towards the hangar. Where are you going? No point in having two Kyoto shields on the bridge. I'm leaving the battle to you. You're still the captain of the ship. I'm going to stop Chigara. Alright. Good luck, partner. Good luck, me. Yeah, good luck. With that, Shields entered the lift and went down to deck 2. This is weird. Shields entered the hangar to see the dock crew, desperately trying to keep the Blackjack from launching. What are they doing? Just like jumping on top of it? Or something. They had somehow managed to attach a ceiling-mounted electromagnetic clamp onto one of the shoulder particle guns. With a spare rifle jammed the launch rail. Shit! No! Get back! The Blackjack leaned down and fired its engines, sending the crew scattered in every direction. The hangar groaned as the ceiling superstructure holding the clamp slowly bent against the Blackjack. Asuka arrived on a buggy. Captain! We've got a situation! No kidding, come on! We've got to figure out a way to keep Chigara from escaping with your ride. The ship's flak guns echoed through the hangar. The ship shook as a missile impacted, sending shields to the floor. Shit! As if that wasn't enough. Looks like the battle's begun. Still groaned overhead. Shields looked up just in time to see the steel supports holding the clamp finally give out. Watch out! Ooh. He dived on top of Asuka as steel and concrete rained around them. Luckily, the debris fell a short distance away, covering both of them in dust, but not causing any injuries. Finally loose, the Blackjack hits its thrusters and flew across the hangar. No! It's gotta get away! At the last second, the Paladin stepped out of its maintenance bay and blocked the exit. Halt! The Blackjack stopped and drew its assault rifle. No! That's a new image of Asuka, I think. Surprisingly. He grabbed Asuka by the elbow and sprinted for cover. The Blackjack unleashed a torrent of bullets inside the hangar, sending shrapnel ricocheting throughout the hangar. An unlucky crewman took a brick-sized fragment to the shoulder, cleaving a foot-long opening down his chest. Instantly killed. His body sprayed blood as it fell to the ground. Shield suppressed his nausea as shrapnel bounced all around him. Fool! The Paladin, unaffected by the small caliber fire, thanks to its armor, shot forward and collided with the Blackjack. The two steel behemoths struggled against each other like two enormous sumo warriors. The Blackjack opened its missile pods. Oh! If it fires its missile here, the whole ship's gonna blow! Just then the Phoenix shot forth. Katana drawn. Here! The Blackjack shot its reverse thrusters, narrowly avoiding getting cleaved in half. It spun its pulse gun into sword mode and activated its laser beam. Heh, never thought I'd be fighting the Blackjack in the ship's hangar. The Blackjack hit its wing thrusters, boosting forward. The Phoenix nimbly moved out of the way, sending the Blackjack crashing into a maintenance bay. Shields braced its head against the canopy of collapsing steel. The Blackjack turned around and swiped its laser beam, but the Phoenix once again proved too fast, spinning out of the way. This place is too damn small. I can't use my assault guns either. The Phoenix shot upwards, skimming against the ceiling and came down in a powerful helm crusher. The Blackjack deflected the Phoenix's katana with its black iron blade. Then the Phoenix ducked as the Blackjack's beam sword slashed laterally, cutting through another maintenance bay. Too slow. Its beam sword still moving on its own momentum, and its black iron sword too heavy to raise in time. The Phoenix shot forward and deftly dug its sword into the Blackjack's shoulder. Can't get enough momentum going on here. Not to mention this gravity's killing my speed. Shields grabbed a handheld microphone. Icari, the missile pods! Crap! Just as Icari realized the Blackjack could destroy the entire ship at any moment, the Blackjack tumbled to the floor. Shield saw the Bianca approaching it, its grav gun active. I've got this! Claude, pull the reactor out! Understood. Just then, Shields realized he had made a huge mistake. Wait a minute. Entrust Claude with pulling out a highly explosive fusion reactor with a grav gun? Before Shields could retract his order, sparks flew from the back of the Blackjack as his reactor was torn out. He squeezed his eyes shut and pressed himself flat on the floor, expecting the worst. Miraculously, when he slowly opened his eyes, the reactor was safely on the floor and everyone was still alive. The flight crew flooded the hangar to contain the situation. With a breath of relief, he ran towards the now deactivated Blackjack as well. Alright everyone, don't open the cockpit until ship security arrives. Put the reactor into cold sleep. Sir! Is the Blackjack alright? Looks like the arm's gonna have to be replaced with a spare. It also needs a new reactor, but it's nothing we can't handle. Everyone else, you're needed outside. Sort it and protect the ship. Copy. With most of the hangar destroyed, the remaining riders had no choice but to slowly file out of the gate, instead of using the linear rail. Oof. You know, that past scene would have been perfect with animation. Yep. Oh well. Meanwhile, the other Kyoto Shields was caught in the middle of another life or death struggle. 3 packed battleships approaching. Torpedo, lock, detected. Shields looked at the tactical map. The bulk of the combined fleet was still tied up with the main packed fleet. Roughly 100 Alliance cruisers and 24 battleships were stationed at the resupply line, but more than half of them were already damaged the prior day and locked down for repairs, or in the middle of resupply operations, meaning he was both hopelessly outnumbered and outgunned. Fire! Ventral thrusters! The Sunrise shook as it descended, coming alongside a trio of Alliance cruisers. They won't be firing their main guns, but the flak guns should still be operational. Torpedoes incoming! 3 from above! The Sunrise flak guns burst around the ship, lighting the black void of space up with a million explosions. Come on! Come on! He exhaled when the flak guns on the cruisers activated, adding to Sunrider's wall of fire. The nose of the forward torpedo fragmented as soon as it entered the flak shield, and spun wildly before getting pulled apart by the G-force. 1 down. The second torpedo stubbornly continued through the vortex of explosions, sprayed with shrapnel, but still not losing structural integrity. Sweat poured down Shields' forehead. All he could do was pray. Finally, the torpedo gave away to the relentless assault of shrapnel, splintering into a million shreds. But Shields' luck had run out. The final torpedo survived the flak and headed on a direct course for the Sunrider's tower. All hands, brace for impact! Shields gripped the table as the bridge shook. Hit on deck 1, fires reported on section 14, loss of pressure on sector 15. No damage to the core systems. The Pact battleships are still too far away for the Sunrider to engage. Their missiles were instantly shot down by flak, while their lasers were useless against the enemy shields. Where are our riders? The linear rail is inoperative. They are still attempting to sortie. Just then the Phoenix shot out from the mouth of the ship. Sorry for being late, had to walk out. The rest of the riders flew out one by one. What about the Blackjack? Temporarily out of commission, crews trying to put it back together as quick as they can. Outnumbered, and now lacking both Liberty and the Blackjack. Shields racked his head for a strategy. Power surge detected from the enemy battleships. Crimson beams of light shot from the battleships, burning trails of fire across the hull of the Sunrider. Shields hung on as the bridge swayed. He heard the groaning of steel as the ship's structural lattice work melted away. Without the Liberty shields, we're toast. More lasers cut through the ship. A console burst, sending a crewman to the ground with facial burns. Is this the end? Just then, the space around the battleships distorted. A battle group of 50 Pact fast cruisers emerged from warp. Ooh, Montana? The daggers dropped down above the battleships and loosed kinetic round after kinetic round as they divided towards the enemy's huge profile. The battleships attempted to return fire, but from the front, the fast cruisers were hardly larger than converts. The battleship's rounds shot past as fire rained down from above. Shields sighed in relief as the battleships fragmented from the relentless hailstorm of steel. I was right. My apologies for keeping you waiting, Shields. I never thought I'd actually be glad to see your face, Fontana. Now's not the time to jest. The situation is still dire. Without a moment's break, Ava turned to Shields. Captain, incoming enemy, it's the... There it is. Dun dun dun. The Nightmare Ascendant appeared before the Sunrider, its wings proudly outstretched. So, you're the enemy leader I've heard so much about. Shouldn't this still be past Kyoto? I don't know. Shields! I have no idea how you managed to intercept our spy or discover the sabotage done to Fontana's ships. But all of that will be meaningless if you and the Alliance fleet are destroyed. All units, destroy the Sunrider! Attack! Ooh. A swarm of prototype units launched from Pact carriers. Contacts! That animation again. The Ascendant's wing flyers detached and darted towards the Sunrider. We'll hold the line here. The Phoenix opened fire and sprayed the flyers with assault rounds, but they nimbly flew out of the Phoenix's firing arc. Fast little buggers. Two flyers circled around and shot forth spears of light. The Phoenix fired two of its wing thrusters, narrowly dodging the beams in a high G corkscrew. Providence awaits. Sola's right eye ignited as she awakened. The movement of the drones suddenly slowed to Sola's senses, as if they were swimming underwater. Focusing on her target, she lined up a shot and fed the Seraphim's rifle with power. A flash later, Sola's shot tore a hole into the drone's midsection before erupting it into a fireball. Thanks! The other drone spun around and came at the Phoenix for another pass, but this time Icari was prepared. She stepped on her foot pedals, feeding maximum energy to the engines. The Phoenix shot forward on an intercept vector for the drone. Here! With near inhuman finesse, the Phoenix shot past the drone, katana drawn, and sliced it from front to end. The rear of Icari's cockpit illuminated as the drone exploded behind her. Two down! Before Icari could celebrate, a dark shadow stretched across her rider. Shit! She span out of the way seconds before the Ascendant descended upon the Phoenix and cleaved it apart with its great sword. That's one hell of a huge sword! The Ascendant swaggered towards the Phoenix, sword raised above its head. Icari barely managed to block the Ascendant's blade in time. Despite its titanic size, the Ascendant moved quick as a viper. That thing has 3 reactor cores, no matter how you look at it. I'm outmatched here. The Ascendant merely shoved the Phoenix out of the way with another mighty downward strike. The Phoenix's katana shattered into a million pieces. Shit! Icari fired her wing thrusters in a panic, but her moment of carelessness allowed a drone to line up a shot. The beam tore through one of the Phoenix's wing thrusters, sending it spiraling out of control. Providing assistance. Sola rained down shots. Alice's eyes ignited blue as she awakened and deflected the bullets with 2 swings of the greatsword. Impossible. The tip of the Ascendant's particle gun glowed red as it let forth a scarlet lance, cutting into the Seraphim's leg and slicing apart its scanner dish. Sola, are you alright? Yes, but the Seraphim is no longer fit to fight. Returning to base. The Phoenix is out too, Cap. Without a sword, I can't do anything out here. Here, I'll hold it back while you two escape. Don't do anything crazy while I'm gone, soldier boy. Of course. The Paladin banged its rifle against its shield and moved in to cover the 2 riders' escape. Ooh. The rear cannons rotated forward and shot high-density black iron towards the Ascendant. Useless! The Ascendant fired one of its knee thrusters, corkscrewing towards the Paladin. All of the Paladin's missile pods opened, sending streams of smoke spiraling outwards. The Ascendant nimbly dodged through the missiles which did impact put Nerea scratch the ancient rider's frame. Hoo-yah! At that moment, the Bianca used its gravity gun to immobilize the Ascendant. Now! Thanks. Oh, here we go. The Paladin unloaded all of its munitions into the Ascendant at point-blank range. Smoke and fire enveloped the Ascendant as they received volley after volley of cannon fire, a swarm of missiles, and even a stream of assault rounds for good measure. It would seem too good to be true if the Ascendant went down so easily. Chrysler's blood went cold when she sensed movement behind her. Heh! Alice licked her lip as the Ascendant struck from the Paladin's blind spot. Somehow it had managed to escape from Bianca's gravity well and circle around behind the Paladin. Ah! The Paladin barely deflected the Ascendant's sword with its oblated shield. The Paladin's entire arm bent from the strike, sending sparks flying from its joints. Say good night! Just as the Ascendant was about to deliver the coup de grace, a cross guard of laser and steel blocked its sword from reaching the Paladin. Yeah! The so-called Shah of Ruvia! Sorry for being late. I had to fit the Liberty's reactor into the Blackjack before it could move again. Asuka hit the reverse thrusters. Moments before, the Ascendant overpowered its defenses. The Blackjack wheeled out of the way as the Ascendant fired its particle gun. Its remaining drones spiraled towards the Blackjack like hounds onto prey. In a flurry of pulse bolts, Asuka took 2 more of the drones out before ducking and weaving through a cobweb of lasers. In a spinning dance, it shot a stream of particles from its shoulder guns, cutting through a 3rd drone. The tip of the particle guns began to char black and rapidly overheat. Crap, the Liberty's reactor's feeding way more power than usual. Chigara must have modified it to generate a lot more energy to her ECM suite. All of the Blackjack's movements felt jerky, like a wild bull. One false move could cause the Blackjack to spiral out of control, or worse, cause a thruster to burst. But for some reason, Asuka's face broke into a grin. This power! I like it! She slammed down her foot pedals, sending the Blackjack forward with explosive speed. Asuka clenched her teeth as she was plastered against her seat. Yeah! She shot towards the Nightmare Ascendant, her blade drawn. Heh! Fool! The Ascendant raised its sword high and shot forward as well. Shaw put his hands together in prayer as he saw the 2 streaks of light close in on each other on the bridge. Asuka! Please! Come back alive! I'll show you what a true Shah can do! Your toy is nothing against the might of the Ascendant! Yeah! Yeah! The 2 warriors' eyes burned with azure fire as they accelerated towards destiny.